Hello everyone, I hope you're doing fine. My name is Skyline, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Tempo Storm Overwatch League Teamfight Spotlight. Now you may have just missed it, but here we have Houston Outlaws versus Florida Mayhem, and we're only in the first 8 seconds of the game. And already, poor old Jake has gone down to a nice headshot from Logix. So the Outlaws are off to a little bit of a rough start, but we have our real hero, Raucous. Now, we're going to see some flashy shots from Linkser, and the commentators go crazy about Linkser, but it's really Raucous that's the big deal. He's the ruckus of the first fight. Now, watch where he is. This here is an extremely strong point to be at on this first part of Lunar Colony, because if we take a look, Mayhem, and this is just a really popular spot in general, but they're holding up there on the high ground. This is a really strong spot for 2 reasons. The first is that it's really strong at holding people back from advancing at all. The second is that if you do manage to get by somehow and maybe sneak a hero over here or sneak your team around all the way around here, it's really easy to attack the point from this position. You have the high ground, you just jump down, you kill him, right? But it's a little bit different when you have what Raucous is about to do to them. When you sandwich that position, it's a little bit difficult for them because they have to string themselves along quite a bit to defend both the point and the high ground at the same time, especially when you're playing Sombra, and it's just so devastating to have one of your primary heroes get hacked. We see here, Hack is just so strong, and we can see through the wall here that we have Raucous on the point harassing the Junkrat, which is like the key crucial point of... This is like the most important DPS player on Mayhem right now in that position, while the Outlaws push in from the front. And we're going to see the Zenyatta here. This little bit of 3 pixels or so you can see on the screen is Zenyatta, and he's focusing on Raucous as well. So essentially what we've done here is Raucous has killed 2 heroes. I mean, they're basically dead. They're not in the fight, right? This is essentially trading the Sombra for the Zenyatta and the Junkrat, which on defense is just absolutely insane. And so as a result, the force at the front, with all the actually good heroes, you know, the Tracer, the Winston, the Diva, they all just destroy. Notice that Outlaws don't have 2 support. They have only 1 support. Sombra is taking up the support slot, which is usually the slot that she takes up, but it's really strong because you can have a full team composition in the front, whereas Mayhem needs to split up their team comp. You saw that their main damage was gone. This is actually cool because we get to see the result from the front here. We'll bring it to a different perspective. As Linkser, you can see how easy these kills are. It's no problem because all of the main players, the Zenyatta and the Junkrat specifically for DPS, can't stop the tanks. But now, we're not done. This is a 2-for-1 special here on the Teamfight Spotlight, because the entire time down here on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you can see that, well, the team fight is never really stopping. They're just pushing forward. Lunar Colony is one of those maps where after you take the first point, the distance to the second point is incredibly short, so you can just rush forward and try to take it quickly. But here we see that right off the bat, we start off at sort of a disadvantage, at least here for the Outlaws, because we have, unfortunately, Muma on Winston, who drops pretty low. Jake can't quite find anything in the back line, and also Cool Matt on Diva loses his suit. So you might think, oh, this is just going to be a short episode. Outlaws lose, and that's just it. But Tvik dies. Somehow. It's off camera. We're never shown. It's mysterious. It's magical. I have no clue how he dies, but he dies. Oh, I just realized that this is the soul of Tvik who died. So I guess Zenyatta did a volley from long distance to kill him up there. Good job, Raucous. Regardless, with Junkrat being one of the primary DPS hero here on Lunar Colony for this defense, it's pretty important that you keep him alive. Zebasai dies as well, trying to resurrect him. So there, Junkrat died, and because Junkrat died, the Mercy died as well. Basically, we're in a scramble situation. Outlaws, they wipe the point. All is going very well, and I'm going to spoil this right now. They wind up taking the point. Duh, obvious. It seems at this point, but it didn't actually have to be that way. We're going to see something, and normally we point out how teams did a good job and how they won the fight, but here I'm going to talk about how Florida Mayhem might have been able to bring back a fight that they didn't wind up bringing back. But let's just watch the rest of the fight play out real quick. So the Junkrat player for Florida switches to Doomfist, not too uncommon, you know, do a little bit of stalling or whatever. He tries to go and kill the Widowmaker, not much comes of it, and at this point, well, the Outlaws wind up wiping the point pretty well. They do just about take down the Diva, but Mercy still has the Valkyrie, which lets her get up a couple more players, which is actually pretty big. A Valkyrie is a really good way to potentially take back the point. And Linkser, in the meanwhile, is just back here being completely uncontested, doing a fantastic job of clicking on people's heads. Now, the point is at 99% or so. There are still members alive from Mayhem, but they pull a little mini C9 here, and they wind up stepping off the point. Now, they're already at a severe disadvantage, but they still had members alive when the point was capped. So we're just going to focus on two different things here. Now, the number one thing preventing Mayhem from stabilizing again on the point is this guy. Not the monkey, this guy right here. Linkster on Widowmaker just is doing a fantastic job sitting back here uncontested, staying scoped in, pew-pew-pewing, like I said before, clicking on people's heads. Now, the attempted counter to this, maybe, was Tvik switching off to Doomfist. Now, Doomfist is, pretty popular as a hero to be used as stall. It's okay, but in this situation, not so great. We saw what happened. First of all, you can't just dive someone as Doomfist and expect it to work. It's just not going to happen. There is no way that Tvik is dashing, jumping, and somehow with no abilities killing Linkster through 6 teammates. It's just never going to happen. Plus the fact that Doomfist is just, in general, not super good against the guy who's keeping them from stabilizing, Widowmaker. I thought that there were quite a few different options. I thought that May actually would have been a phenomenal option. You could wall off Linkster, plus May's not weak to Widowmaker. You can just wall off your team, even if Linkster is in somewhere you can't wall off. And we're gonna see actually that this fight was closer than it looked. At this point, I mean, Mayhem has everybody. If Tvik had been like literally any hero and just not suicided, he would have been up as well, and we would have actually had a full 6-on-6 team fight where the Outlaws have already used everything, so they don't really have too much. Now, they have Rockets' ultimate here, of course. That's, of course, not even to mention the fact that as we progress, the fight's not even going too badly. It's going okay. No one's killing Linkster, no one's focusing on Linkster, which is a bit rough. And if we look at this point right here, this is the point where Mayhem loses. They're actually not looking too terrible. They have everyone still. They lost Manitin, but they traded out for Muma, which is fine. Trades are really good for the defenders. Tvik is back up, about to be on the point. Zebusai, of course, is still up on Mercy. We still have all these players at full health. We even have a Pulse Bomb here on Logix that actually does hit Linkster later on, we'll see, in the plot twist at the end. And Swoosh is probably going to die, but still, we see Logix, boom, stick. So Linkster would have died too. We would have had no Linkster, no Muma, Jake's low, and that's pretty much it. They have like their main DPS is gone, their main tank is gone, and I think that the Outlaws would have almost certainly lost the fight and been forced back if Mayhem had just not done any of their 3 big mistakes. So like I said, usually focus on the good parts, and we did for the first point. We focused on the good parts of Outlaws, but of course, sometimes fights are lost because of mistakes and not necessarily won because of super ultra pro play. So I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see in future spotlights. Of course, follow and subscribe if you want to see more Tempo Storm Overwatch content. Never forget to stay positive and have a great day. Until next time.